Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic time. As you can tell, we have my overlay back, which means yes, in fact, I have left Hit Network. I'm finally back in my own studio here in Tampa, or St. Petersburg, and it's really been eye-opening having had that experience over at Hit Network, but we'll touch on that. We're going to go over my portfolio challenge, bag holder to homeowner, and some of the updates. Then we're going to touch on some predictions that I made 500 days ago, which are coming true right now. I'm just going to give myself a pat on the back preemptively right there. It's kind of hysterical. We're going to touch on a lot of stuff here, but first I want to showcase, oh, no, not blocks. I am on my personal portfolio here. I want to go to my personal X account, and I want to show you guys something that we're closing in hot on. We are almost at 1,000 followers over there, which is pretty substantial because literally just in the last 2 to 3 days have we come up from about 600 followers, and it's because of this giveaway that I'm doing for Jump DeFi, with Jump DeFi rather. Look at this. 332 entries. That is insane. I think this might be the most viewed tweet that I've ever done. 5.4 thousand views. 332 entries into me giving away 1,500 jump. So if you're interested, feel free to head on over to my X and enter that giveaway. This is all a paid partnership to promote their upcoming token sale, right? So if you want to go enter into that, feel free to do that. The market cap when they sell is going to be astronomically small, so just practice good risk management. I do know the team, and I am helping them with their marketing, right? So full disclosure on all of that. But let's touch on it. What should we go over first, you guys? What should we go over first? Should we try and look at the markets to see if we can trade? Should we go over my portfolio challenge? Should we talk about what I learned over at Hit? I think we'll save that for last. I think that'll be good to just save until the end of this live stream. Yeah, let's go over the portfolio challenge, but I think it's important. There we go. Okay. I was going to say, I think it's important, since I don't see any of you guys messaging just yet, that I know I'm in fact live. I see me there for watching. Let's go. There he is. 5 likes. Let's go, guys. If you like this kind of content, if you like taking your liquidity out of the market, if you like making money in crypto, go ahead and hit that like button. I can see how blurry my camera is right here. So subscribe, hit that like button, and I will be getting a new camera one day. One day soon. Let's go through the portfolio challenge first. Give an update on that. 7 likes on my end. Let's go. So the portfolio challenge is in fact hitting new all-time highs right here. If we zoom out just a little bit, okay, maybe not exactly new all-time highs. The all-time high, I believe, is right there at 959. No, I think we're hitting all-time highs. I think we're about to hit all-time highs today in the portfolio challenge. So it has been nothing but up and to the right since we started it back in May. It's been kind of a slow grind on it, but that was as expected because we were in a crab market for the entire time I had the portfolio. CAS has passed 10 cents. Yeah, CAS is going insane. CAS is the entire reason, Kaspa, that this portfolio is coming back to life today, because everything else is just kind of like meh. Kind of like trending sideways, if not going down a little bit. But Kaspa is rocketing through to the next levels. I'm going to turn this down because I feel like I'm glowing a little much. Yeah, there we are. Which is good. This has absolutely been expected. That's why we hold it in the portfolio. I want to show you guys all the transactions I've had on it. We bought our first batch. $23 was spent to get it just under 2 cents. If we go back to CAS, I'll show you guys exactly what happened. How many of you guys were paying attention, remembering the classroom that we held when I went over this? We were in this channel. We were in this downtrend right here, and I held the classroom right here in this circled area. I believe it was like beginning of June I held that classroom. I said I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I am waiting for us to break out of this downtrend because I think it is somewhat risky to hop right into something like this while we are in fact falling off a cliff, because we don't know where the bottom is, and I'm not trying to catch a falling knife right now with something like Kaspa. It was not meant to be a core position in my portfolio. It was meant to be a strong, solid trade, kind of like how Chainlink was last cycle, where all throughout the bear market, Chainlink was going up. Let's go take a look at Link real quick. I think this is important for me to present to you guys. So if we go, it'll probably be easier to view it on the weekly. If we go look at Chainlink last cycle, okay? So the like blow off rally didn't really, well, this isn't even all of the data for Chainlink. This is just, you think the market cap will work good? Let's see if the market cap has it. I don't even think that's enough data. Chainlink came out at the end of the 2018 cycle. And then while most coins were just chopping sideways and not really doing too much, Chainlink was rallying aggressively from a few pennies up to several dollars. And a lot of my friends, this is Chainlink's the reason I got into crypto, because I knew about Bitcoin, but I didn't understand it and I didn't care to pay attention to it. My friend started making money on Chainlink during the bear market and he put me onto it. And I felt as if Kaspa was doing the same thing right now, where Kaspa has been putting in all-time highs consistently while the rest of the market is just kind of like chopping around a little bit and not really moving too much. Occasionally having spikes, but like Kaspa being that consistent, reliable trend. Held the classroom. We realized it's not a blockchain, it's a block DAG. We realized it's proof of work. We realized it's got a nice halving emission schedule. We realized that it's becoming exponentially harder to mine, and we realized that there's a very strong community, but it's not run by any one person. It's actually fairly decentralized. We checked off many of our boxes, and I said, I'm going to get into it, but I'm going to wait for us to break out of this. So when we broke out and had this slight pullback, I believe at the time I had the box drawn like that. When we pulled back right here, sub 2 cents is when I hopped in and I grabbed some for my portfolio. And you can see that right there, sub 2 cents. Then I added a little bit more at 3.69 cents because I wanted to have a larger position in this. It wasn't as great of an entry and it doubled my average cost, but it is what it is. Took my first lot of profits, just $15. I sold 300 CAS at 5 cents, which looks pretty idiotic right now, but at the time we'd been sitting there for several weeks, several months, and I was turning bearish and I wanted some extra cash. So I took some profits, which is still pretty good gains. That's not terrible gains. I took another lot, about $54 at 9 cents. Now, what does this do? This means that the $104 that I have in Kaspa currently in the portfolio is 100% house money. None of it's mine. I mean, it's all mine, but none of it is the initial money that I put into it. I put $50 into it. I took out $70. We're chilling. I have made profits off of Kaspa no matter what happens now. So I'm letting it ride for a little bit longer. Days like today, 24% upwards. Like days like that really make me want to sell. Just, I like money and I want to take my profits, but I'm going to continue to hold on to it and wait. The reason I sold at 9 cents is because we had a little bit of a pullback and it was at that first Fibonacci, which was my first take profit level, right? So now we had the pullback we were expecting and we broke straight through it. I think we're probably headed up to this 14, 15 cent range where I will look to take another round of profits. I hope that we fall back down and have like a 60-70% crash in Kaspa, so I can add a little bit more for the like euphoric part of the bull market. But if we don't end up seeing that, Kaspa might end up being one of those ones that I look back on and I'm like, damn, why did I sell any of it? I should have just been holding on, hodling for dear life. I'm fine with that. It doesn't faze me. There's opportunity every single month, every single week out there. I will find another Kaspa. Just like my entire history of investing, I have found Kaspas over, like they're out there all the time. So I'm not too worried if I completely fumble the bag on this one and only make a 5x on my money rather than a 50x like I could, right? It is what it is. let's get back here. Let's look at the portfolio. So, like I said, I'm 33% cash in there right now. So I am hedging the market in some capacity. I'm betting on it coming and having somewhat of a pullback. I believe that this move on Bitcoin, while it's nice, it's driven purely by the fear of everyone missing out. It's driven by FOMO. So I don't know if we'll have that pullback here. I don't know if we'll have it up here at 40,000. I don't know if we'll have it at 50,000, but markets don't just move straight up. We have pullbacks. I think it would be advantageous for the entire market if we were to have a pullback to about that $30,000 range. If we saw that, I'm going to be deploying that 30% cash. I'm going to be entering into the market very aggressively because I think the trend is clear for everyone now. I think that it's no more debating if we're in a bull market or not. Finally, been the only person out here saying we've been in a bull market since back here. As soon as we had this pop and broke structure, I was like, game on, baby. We usually bottom about a year and a half before the halving, and that's exactly what we did again. You're always glowing. Stacks and Tia and Ajax in there. Yeah, hold on. I can feel my sinuses all clogged up. It's not good. It feels uncomfortable. And I don't want to like make gross ass noises in the mic. Johnny, yes, I'm going to put stacks. I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed about Tia. That's the only thing that I feel true FOMO in, because I wanted to hold that classroom, but I'm not prioritizing my own time over my time spent networking, if that makes sense, which we can touch on a little, we will touch on having just gotten back from Hit Network. Like the only reason that I'm here making content to begin with is because I like investing and I like making money through assets. So if I sacrifice all of the time that I put aside for researching and educating and furthering my investment career for networking and creating content and learning how to make better content, there's a fine line that needs to be laid out, because if I don't ever spend the time researching, then what the hell am I making content on? So I need and that ties right into missing Tia, because we were supposed to have that classroom and we didn't. You're the one who asked for it, Johnny, and I didn't get it out. And I probably, having now looked into it a little bit and heard what everyone's talking about with Tia, we probably would have added it to the portfolio there on the spot like we did with so many other coins. But stacks, I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, I think this is going to outperform Bitcoin more likely than not. I know it's not really doing it right now, but it had a massive rally here. It's very small. It's a layer built on top of Bitcoin. I'm going to be adding it at some point. If Bitcoin has a sizable pullback, this will have a very large pullback. I think it's possible we could get this for under 50 cents again. And so I'm going to hold off a little bit for that. If I end up missing it, I think as long as I can get in under $1, I'll feel good about myself. But we got to wait and see. It's all good. And Alex, yeah. There'll always be a pullback on Tia, so it's all good. No, I know. It was just the concept of it, Just the concept. Alex is built on top of stacks. This hasn't moved yet, so maybe this is really the play we need to be focusing on. Maybe Alex is the play. We'll decipher this. We'll figure out what's good, what's going on. The RSI, this is starting to get a little bit stronger despite the price not really going up too much. You can see if I expand this, the RSI has been climbing up. So that's indicative of a move coming soon. Either we overheat without the price really going anywhere and it dumps, or this is indicative of buyers coming up to the plate and waiting for some sort of a short squeeze to happen. And then AGIX. I will be adding AGIX soon. Trademark. I'm not buying anything right now because I'm not buying anything while we're ripping. That's not how I operate. Yeah, I would honestly short AGIX right here, which probably isn't going to make anyone happy, but on the daily chart right here, look at that. AGIX is holding up strong, right around a quarter per coin. The relative strength, though, has been dipping consistently since the end of October. So we peaked there. This is a clear divergence in RSI. See, if I were to draw a line here from the lows, it kind of looked like that, right? And that's that's the trend right now for the price. If I come down, oh, I can't put it over the RSI. If I come down and do the exact same thing for the RSI, and I draw a line connecting these lows, like, do you see that? See how they're not the same? That's a divergence. That's a divergence. That's what we're looking for, right? That's signs that there's a change in direction. And this goes for any oscillator. It doesn't just have to be the RSI. Any oscillator for trading, when it diverges from price like that, it's usually signs that there's going to be a big move coming. I set mine up last night. Let's go. Let's go. I should take a minute and go through and see if there's a trade setup we're missing, because that'd be goofy. It'd be really goofy of me not to take any trades. I know I didn't have time to trade yesterday, but we explicitly said, I explicitly said that I would be leaning bearish on the day, if anything. I didn't like the trade setups, so I didn't feel confident taking any of them. But if you guys were feeling like a gambler, like you needed to find a trade, or you found a good trade setup that hit your rules, right? We can trade differently. You don't have to follow everything I'm doing. It's just the direction was clear. And in fact, we did have a very bearish day yesterday. I didn't get to profit off of it, but did any of you guys get to profit off of it? Did any of you guys enter into the market? Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm pulling up the liquidation heat map right now for Bitcoin, just to give us an idea of where we might head on the day. So I'm going to keep it paused. I'm just trying to look, should we have a bullish or bearish mentality based off of the liquidity zones? Again, if you're new here, hit that like button. This is the kind of data that we use to make sure that we're better traders, better investors. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or as close as I can possibly make it. I'm a one-man show, and I'm working out of a condo flip right now because we invest in everything, but I'm getting sidetracked there. Don't pay any attention to stuff in the middle here. Only pay attention to what's on the left and this black box at the top, okay? The black box at the top is a short time frame, so we will be using that to tell us where the liquidity is in the market. So it's very simple to read if you can block out all the other nonsense going on. The larger these bars are on the graph, the more liquidity is at that price range. So you'll see explicitly this dotted green line is the current price for Bitcoin. Below that, or to the left, so if price were to fall below, there's not a ton of liquidity down there. However, there is a lot of liquidity up above. Okay, these are just open orders. These are leveraged orders. These are interest limit orders. People are waiting to buy or sell based off a specific price. It's just liquidity. Market makers make their money off of liquidity, and price of any asset is likely to tend towards where the most liquidity is, because liquidity is demand. Okay? I know I said a lot of words right there. Liquidity is just demand. So whether it's demand to buy or demand to sell, it doesn't matter with what we're doing. We just know that price is going to tend to trend towards liquidity. Also, if you want to get the more cynical side of things, market makers make the most money where the most liquidations happen. So if there's a lot of liquidity at a certain area, there will be a lot of liquidations if they were to drive the price there. Hence, there's a overwhelming amount of liquidity at 36,309, give or take like $20, $30. Okay? And if you come on the left side here now, there is a lot of liquidations, a lot of liquidity up around 38,000, right? So both of those are telling us that price is probably going to go up a little bit for Bitcoin. So since Bitcoin is in fact above the VWAP here on the day, we'll ignore yesterday, but if you look at Bitcoin's price on the day, it's been trending above the VWAP most of the time. I didn't do anything. That's all right. That's okay, Dream. Do you even have an exchange to trade on? If not, there's a link in my bio for Big X. We're above the VWAP, so not only is liquidations telling us to be bullish, but my pattern is telling us to be bullish. So we're gonna look and see if we can't find a trend that is cleaner to take some longs on. ADA looks nice, Matic did not. Solana looks decent. It's a more stepping stone, so I would trade Solana, but it's not my ideal. HBAR, we could, I'm not going to, I don't think, because there's other options. XRP looks good actually to trade. I just am uncertain if there's enough. It'd be hard to get our 1% out of it, so if that's all that there was, then I would, but everything looks pretty good to trade actually, which means I'm probably gonna trade some Bitcoin because there is 1% move opportunities here, and there's the most liquidity in Bitcoin, so I don't have to worry about the price just spiking randomly. That's something in my eye. The eye sleepy fell in my eye. All right, whatever. We'll run through while we wait for Bitcoin to come back down. I'm gonna pull this over here so I can be watching it constantly. That way we don't miss anything like I sometimes tended to miss. If you guys have questions or you guys want to see anything broken down, you want to talk about specific things, feel free to shoot those questions anytime moving forward. I kind of got most of my spiel out of the way here, so now we're just looking for some trading and anything that pops in my head, which right now I want to go over my plan for this portfolio because we're about to hit $1,000 in it, which is huge. That's a very large milestone. That is the first doubling of the portfolio. Hold on. I can't, I have ADHD. I can't do anything until this is gone. Ah. We good. Hitting $1,000 is huge for this portfolio because it's the first milestone. It'll be the first doubling up of the portfolio, which is very, very exciting. We have many more doubles to come. We are currently 33% cash because I'm convinced we're gonna have some sort of a pullback. 12% ICP, 11% Quant, 11% Caspa, which is insane. 9.3% Hello, 6% HBAR, and 5.75% Sauce. Sauce is a leveraged play on HBAR in my opinion. So we got about 12% HBAR's ecosystem. They don't want it. They don't want it. Can I see more of it, or is it just going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be weird. We went over all these. Data Lake is 2%. That is a gamble. That's either going to just like stay here at $20 or that's going to go to $2,000. I don't think there's an in-between. And I think that's insane for me to say it out loud, that I think Data Lake could be worth $2,000. But that's what I believe. CheckDot. I was going to take profits on CheckDot and then just completely exit the position. But I'm still kind of bullish on what they're doing, and it's very tiny. We'll see. We'll see. VXV, we're holding on to that thing, 4%. And then VitaDAO, 4%. We're holding on to that thing too. I wanted Research Coin, and I wanted Gene. I didn't get either of them, and they both pumped. So I'm waiting for a pullback. We will enter into those. But let us talk about HIT Network now. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to, well, I should probably put this in here. Let's go to my face. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Say that Data Lake part again. Data Lake is a gamble. Data Lake is very much so a gamble. It's either going to not really work out too great and just kind of like get pulled up with the entire market, and like it will probably still put in a few 100% just because it's so small, and crypto, like you can toss money at anything and it goes crazy in the bull market. But realistically, either Data Lake doesn't do anything and it's a failed project, or Data Lake puts in some insane 100x. And I think that the 100x is very reasonable if the team can actually like onboard some hospitals into their system. If we get some hospitals into the ecosystem, that coin is easily going to 50 to 100x. But it's a risk. It is absolutely a risk. Hit Network was a phenomenal time. I have to just say that outright from the very beginning. I learned a lot of stuff, and I got to network and talk with some of the most prominent figures in the entire space, which I truthfully did not believe I would be doing 1 year into my content creation journey. Now, I've been making content for significantly longer than a year, but I didn't really have any progress at all until this year. Like I actually, if you go look, I have some of my first Instagram posts back in like April of 2020. I was trying to do Instagram for a very long time before I started actually making content successfully, and successfully is a loose term, right? And then a lot of just life happened. I went and got a job and I was working overnights, and so I like put it to the back end, and then I got fired from my job in March of 2022. And that's when I started making Instagram videos religiously again. Every single day I started making videos. And it wasn't until July of 2022 that I started my TikTok. In January of this year is when I like officially started working with Crypto Knights, and Josh and Lucas were helping me with stuff. So from January until November, I have now gone on to meet some of the most prominent people. Like I said, I just spent a week in a lake house owned by TJ Shed, the literal, like, the main man running all of Hit Network. Like, absolutely insane. So I just got to stay at his house for an entire week, more than a week. And he didn't even expect that. And he's so nice that a random dude like me, he did not even blink at the idea of me staying there for like 2 or 3 extra nights. So they are some genuinely amazing people. That office that they have, that facility they have at Hit, is an actual warehouse. Like, you walk in and it's, I don't even know how many square feet it is, but you walk in and you could fit probably like 2 to 3, I might be exaggerating with 3, but you could probably fit 2 tennis courts side by side in that initial warehouse area. And they have a bunch of desks for video editors and some graphic designers, and they have a little merch section, and they have script writers and everything you could need. They have tech people. And then you go down these 2 hallways, and down these 2 hallways on either side of them are studio. Like, just an entire recording setup with insane lights hanging from the ceilings, microphones everywhere, nice recording cameras, everything you could possibly need to make content. They just have it sitting there. And like, I think if I were to count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say there's probably 15 little studio setups. And by little, I don't mean like little, like as big as my room, but in a complete studio. Like a nice background and everything, not just a bunch of boards for our kitchen cabinet. Everything you can need. And then every single computer has the capability to like live stream, and they all have lights out. It's crazy. It's literally a content factory. And now Josh, the person who's been helping me with all of my journey so far, is working there as a C-suite position. He is literally in charge of making sure that content is streamlined, especially for short form, because that's his expertise. And he's going to be talking on all these different short shows and stuff. And just by association, just by meeting and networking and talking with some of the correct people, and I was able to go there and go on the blockchain basement multiple times, go on around the blockchain. That one time, which was lit, that was on Monday. I had a phenomenal time on that. And like, use all their facility. Make no mistake, before, like, I've met all of these people now. I've talked with them. We went out and had beers, except for TJ doesn't drink. DZ, all the, like, well, I didn't get to go to dinner with DZ because he's got stuff going on. But all of these people, and I still sit at my desk, sit at my computer before I go live, shaking. My hands are nervous, like I'm sweaty, I'm like, my heart is pounding, because it's just like, it's something weird about it. It's just the idea of going live. I honestly don't know. I have pretty bad social anxiety, but I've just been putting on a front to get through it, pushing through it constantly. And it's been paying off, and really just comes down to who you know, who you can network with. Because that entire time that I was talking about, for those years, if not months, of making content and not knowing what I'm doing, literally like months of doing it, I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that I needed to network. I knew I needed to go out and communicate with people. I went through so many different things where I was trying to make little Instagram groups, trying to start up little tiny group chats on Instagram, trying to figure out who I can interview on Instagram, trying to message and DM people on Instagram, and then realizing that I needed to go a different platform. I went over to YouTube and I made some YouTube content. If you go look, my first like YouTube videos are actually from like 2018, 2019, but they might be taken down right now. I started writing articles for a company, Daily Palantir, which I believe their website's down right now because they're changing some stuff up. I started working for that guy who runs, his name is Amit. He has a startup called Audia, which is literally just YouTube, but for podcasts, for audio only stuff. It's kind of a cool thing, but I started doing stuff for that for months, and that didn't work out. I started doing sales for random people, and that didn't work out. And then finally, after so much time and so much wasted effort, not wasted because it's like what got me there, I hopped on a live stream and Josh happened to be there. And then I was live doing my lives every single day, even though it was literally just like this right now, where we have it. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying things, right? There's 4 people watching this live stream right now, and I think one of them is me, right? I was doing that. Samira's laughing at me now. I was doing that on TikTok for every single day. Didn't matter. I would show up, and most days it was truthfully just me sitting there. I was doing that on Instagram, and really, Instagram is so bad that it was actually just me for like 12 out of the 30 days. I was going live every single day, and then all of a sudden, who but Blockchain Boy pops in one of my lives one day, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" And he follows me, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" And so from there, like, just slid in his DMs, got denied, literally got denied. They said no. I said, "Can I help you guys with Crypto Night? Like, I think you guys need help with the short form content there. You have these cool podcasts and you're interviewing cool dudes, but maybe you just don't have time for it. I'm willing to donate my time to help you guys." And they were like, no, we can't. And I was like, okay. And so immediately just went, downloaded one of their podcasts, cut it up into 21 short form clips, and a message to them both back. And I was like, "Hey, check your email. I sent you something." And within 24 hours, I was on a phone call with both of them, and we worked something out so that I could be networking with them. And then three weeks, a month later, I'm going down to Bitcoin Miami and didn't have to pay for my time down there. I had to pay for a ticket, but that was because of miscommunication. And now, 10 months later, 11 months later, I hit network. It's just a surreal experience. All that to say, just keep going. Keep going with whatever you're doing. Keep going. But also don't be afraid to change something up if it's not working. Like, I effectively sacrificed my Instagram page to spend more time on TikTok. And at the time, I had built it up to like 1,500 followers. I thought that was phenomenal. And I thought I was making a huge mistake focusing more on TikTok. Stupid. Asinine. I wish I did it years before that. I started making Instagram videos about the same time that Josh started making TikTok videos. Had I just started on TikTok, things would be very different. So keep going, but don't be afraid to change something up. If it's not working, change it up. And now, look at this. Now, I've been making YouTube videos. I have 179 videos here, 406 subscribers. Look at how many days I've gone live here. Look at how many live streams there are. And that dude's gonna come blow the leaf blower in the window here. there's still like, again, I'm not complaining. I appreciate you guys watching this with me. I actually do. Especially like Johnny, Dream, all you guys who are here right now, who've been messaging constantly Sawyer. Like, it means a lot, so I'm not just sitting here alone. But like, it's time that I have to look at what's going on. For watching, 19 views, 29 views, 16 views, 25 views, right? That's not sustainable. That's not growth. We've plateaued again. It's been it's just been very consistently plateaued for about over 2 months now of doing these live streams. Going to Hit Network was that boost, was that learning period that I needed in order to understand what needs to happen moving forward. So I'm getting very excited, very, very excited to make the changes necessary to continue to grow. That investor is going to be a massive name, a massive brand. I'm very excited to have you guys here from the very beginning of it. That investor is going to actually I feel weird saying stuff like that, but it's gonna be a cult. We're gonna be a cult, and we're gonna absolutely annihilate the rest of the space. Nobody knows what's coming, and I'm excited that you guys now know what's coming. This portfolio alone is gonna be such an insane journey to watch. From $500 into a house, that's gonna be hysterical. I'm literally gonna go, like, the housing market's not gonna crash, more likely than not. We're just gonna continue to truck along. And I'm gonna take $500 and turn it into a house, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, you guys can't see what I'm talking about. Everyone's gonna be like, investing is so hard. It's so hard to get forward in this country. I'm gonna be like, just become autistically obsessed with something. I'm gonna stop myself from continuing these rants right now, because I feel like I'm just going off on a tangent for no reason. Was there anything else that I was going to bring up from the beginning intro part here? I don't remember anything else. I figured you like the rant stream, actually, because I go on them pretty frequently. Or at least it feels like it. At least it feels like it. Yeah, I think we're chilling. I think that's it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be entering a trade here. I'm going to be watching Bitcoin. I think I'm just going to be watching Bitcoin to see if we can enter into a long here. Just the portfolio. Yeah, we went through the portfolio for a good amount. Data Lake's the only thing that's down right now. It's unfortunate, but we're also staking it, and so we're down 14%, but we've made more than 14% on the stake. So I'm not too worried about that. Everything else is up. I'm sad ICP and Quant did not run with everything else. And just being completely transparent with that does mean, from my own POV, that I need to review why I'm holding either of these. If we just had a huge rally over the last month, and ICP went from $3 to $4.50, it went up 50%. That's not bad. That's not bad. But, no, I just want to go here. But when you have things like Solana in a month going from 23 to 63, when you have literally Bitcoin itself going from 28 to 36,000, like, you should be way outperforming Bitcoin. Otherwise, what's the point of holding anything other than Bitcoin? You got Matic. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let's hop over to the Discord. It's 10 o'clock. Your time's your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing into. Again, I'll be waiting for Bitcoin to come down and test this VWAP. If we do, I'll enter into a trade. I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.